What is an Oni and what can we learn from them? Today on Geek Devotions, we're going to talk about that. Hello, Devoted Geeks, and welcome to Geek Devotions, the show from Devoted Geeks, who are devoted to letting you know you're loved. I'm Dalton. I'm so glad you've hit the play button today. If you're new to our show, we take geek pop culture items like movies, video games, comic books, and we use it to let people know they're loved. So if you don't watch past this moment, know this, we love you, we care about you. There is a plan and a purpose for your life. Do not give up. Now, before we continue with our devotion, I do want to let you guys know that we just dropped a brand new piece of merch on our store. It is our very own Merry New t-shirts. If you ever want to know what the answer to the question of Mary, did you know? Here it is right here. It's great for your next office party or just for fun. So make sure you go to our website, geekdevotions.com, and check that out. It's up for a very limited time. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is the start of Geekmas 2023, and this year's theme is Mythical Madness. And we're taking a look at some of the biggest mythical creatures and stories that are out there, and we're using them to let you know that you're loved and they're cared for. And today, ladies and gentlemen, when you say mythology, people automatically go, Roman, Greek mythology. Today, I'm starting off with Japanese mythology. So, if you're a big fan of anime, there's something that you see in various shows, such as Demon Slayer and others, and that is Oni. Now, what is Oni? An Oni is kind of a type of goblin or demon type of creature that at one point in time used to be human. And the way that the culture works out, an Oni is a person who had, because they had so much darkness inside of them, be it greed, be it some sort of vice of some sort, that when they die, those things manifest and their spirits become dark. It becomes these evil creatures. That's the basis of what an Oni is. And so that's one of those things, like within the culture themselves, it's always like, hey, we should do right, we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't do that, because we don't want to become that later on. And it's an interesting concept of what's on the inside coming out. This discussion on things on the inside coming out isn't honed down just specific with them. In fact, it reminds me very deeply of something that we hold together as Christians, and that is coming from the idea of what we allow inside of our hearts. It's going to eventually come out, not in the afterlife, but in the here and the now. In the New Testament, in the Gospel of Luke, Jesus is doing some series of teachings, talking about judging fruit and judging certain situations, and he talks about human beings and people, and he says this in verse 45 of chapter 6. The good person out of the good treasures of his heart produces good, and the evil person out of the evil treasures produces evil. For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. This is a key aspect of life. Whatever we allow inside of us is going to come out, and often it comes out through our mouth. We're going to end up saying things and doing things that we'll sit back and go, oh, where did that come from? Well, some of that came from because you've allowed things into your life. We're not meant to just consume junk all the time, both physically or spiritually. It's terrible ideas, right? And so we have to be cautious about that and be like, what are we taking in? What are we consuming? I'm not here to tell you that you guys can't listen to certain things or watch certain things. Now, again, there are certain things that are black and white that you shouldn't be doing, but I'm not going to sit here and give you a list of things. What I'm saying is, hey, monitor yourself. Look at your spirit, man. Look at who you are. Are you starting to get a little bit edgy? Are you starting to lash out against people? Are you walking into a kind of a spirit of depression all the time, constantly, like there's just this sadness to you? Are you doing certain things that just seem counterproductive of who you are as a child of God? I'm going to encourage you, take a step back and examine, what are you allowing into your heart? What are you allowing into your mind on a regular basis? What have you done recently to really lean into God and let him speak to you? Let him encourage you and challenge you and help you to grow. This is a thing that we have to do. As a geek, as a nerd, we take in a lot of things that are out there. And again, you guys have heard us say it 1,000 times. Geek culture is not bad. It's not terrible. There's a lot of things out there that you probably shouldn't do, but it doesn't mean that everything out there is just terrible. It's going to send you to hell. But we do need to balance these things out. If all I consume all day long are terrible, dark things, it's going to manifest at some place in my life. And so I have to be cognitive about my spiritual disciplines, about being in the Word, being in prayer, being sensitive to certain things. I had a conversation with somebody a while back who they were struggling with some stuff, and there was a particular thing that had really gripped their lives, but they loved it and they didn't want to give it up. And I said, look, nobody's telling you to give up XYZ thing, but we are asking you to examine yourself. Is that thing more important to you than your relationship with God? More important to you than your relationship with Jesus? Is that thing causing you to stumble into sin? If so, you need to remove it, because if you allow it to get into here, it's going to come out here and it's going to come out in your actions. And that is counterproductive of the lifestyle that God has called us to do. Is counter the person that God's called you to be. So my challenge is simply this: examine yourself, examine your heart. What are you taking in? And is it time to maybe take a break, to step back from a few things and to focus in on Jesus? Question of the week for you guys: what is your favorite mythological story or creature that's out there? Leave a comment down below and let us know. We have a lot of things coming down the pipeline this month with podcasts and articles and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun this month as we lead up through Christmas, up to the birth of Jesus, which is not a mythology. You guys keep that in mind. That being said, I do want to give a big congratulations to our friend Squid, who won our backlog golf competition that we've been doing in our Discord. Squid, we're going to be sending you your gift card or some sort of funds for you to be able to get a personal pan pizza of your choosing for reading all of those books. We're very proud of you, and we appreciate you taking part. And if you guys want to take part in the things that we have happening here at Geek Devotions, make sure you check out our Discord channel, check out our Facebook page, because that's where all the fun takes place. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a very special thank you to our devoted Patreon geeks who helped us support Geek Devotions. For as little as $1 a month, they help to keep the lights going here proverbially. They help us with the equipment and the resources that we need to produce these devotions to let people know love, they're cared for, and that there's a plan and a purpose for their lives. And if you'd like to become one, go visit our website, geekdevotions.com. Finally, I do want to invite you guys to check out our website, geekdevotions.com, and all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and take part in the community that we take place and the stuff that we put out that's meant to encourage you, inspire you, let you know that you're loved, you're cared for, and just hopefully make your day a little bit brighter. So all that being said, until next time, stay devoted, peace and love.